Hey guys, it's Jim8304 here, and this is the Ninjago Legends, the Guardian Dragon. Released June 1st, 2025 with 1,650 pieces, one exclusive minifigure, and the set was $150. Moving this box aside, we reveal the Guardian Dragon in its entirety, and this thing looks absolutely incredible. Let's take a look at that minifig first. This is the new Master Wu minifig. He sports an entirely new outfit. He also gets the new armor from Dragon's Rising Season 3 Part 2 called the Ghost Hunter armor. We don't know whether this will actually appear in the show. This is based off Ninjago Legends, something that has not been released as of the recording of this video. He also gets his nice little build for his staff using 2 lightsaber hilts and a 3 long brown bar. He also comes equipped with 2 gold katanas on the back. Taking off the armor piece, we can see the rest of the back torso print, and I think it looks very nice. It has, I believe, the Ninjagon symbol for W, if I'm not mistaken, or something along those lines. He has a small little chain and satchel attached to his back, and on the front you can see the rest of the torso print and what I believe is a new face print for this figure. And here's a closer look at that armor piece. It is dual molded with gold and white in this case. The other ninjas get it in their respective colors, and I think this armor piece looks fantastic. Starting off with the base, this is also built on a 16x16 plate, similar to the Avengers Endgame dioramas that they've been releasing recently. It looks incredible. You have a large rock structure, you have this small monastery gate that you can see there, a couple small shrines. You get the sword piece, again recolored with gunmetal gray, from translucent red, used for the reveal blades in Dragon's Rising Season 3. I think the details on this base look incredible. You get a bunch of small flower pieces, a bunch of translucent blue tiles, just a small little waterfall down there. As we turn this around, you can just see more of the rock detailing and the dragon's tail. There are some small tree builds, very similar, at least when I was constructing it, reminded me to the Temple of the Dragon Energy Cores. It just looks very similar to that process, with the rocks and then the tree sticking out of that. Moving on to the back, we have some more of the tree roots poking out from the rock structure itself, and I think this looks very nice. We can see some of the spikes on the dragon's detailing, but we'll get to that in a second. Zooming in, you can see part of a path, and there is a little shrine with, it looks just like a fire symbol with some candles there, and I think that looks really nice. A nice small detail included in the set. This set has a lot of nice small details. Unfortunately, the dragon is fixed into place, but we'll talk about that here in just a second. Starting at the legs of the dragon, this is built using Technic pieces to hold it onto the rock structure itself. There isn't much articulation. You can move the feet a couple clicks with this ratcheted joint there. The toes can move freely. You can move them in and out because they are on the rounded plate with the bar piece attached to it. I think the legs look incredible. I love the bright green color scheme with the dark tan and then regular green and dark green as accent colors. I think it works fantastic. Bright green is one of the best LEGO colors in my opinion, and just the way they capture the angles of this set looks incredible. You can see how these angles form together there. It's almost seamless. You would never be able to tell from afar that there's gaps there if you're looking at it at a distance. And again, I just think this looks absolutely incredible. Moving around the side of the leg, we can see part of the wing here. We'll get to that in a minute. It uses some Nexo-Knight shields, some of the 1x2 slopes with the cutout. It uses some of these large, I don't know what these pieces are called. They were like cockpit pieces, something you would see like that. They use them in bright green, regular green, and dark green. And there's also a little bit of gold detailing towards the thigh of the dragon's leg. Moving up the torso of the dragon, it is angled into place using some mixel ball joints that are kind of just angled, layered on top of each other to get this sort of curved look to it, and I think it's fine. I wish it would have been more straight up and down, but I think it does look pretty good like this. You also get a recolor of the new style arrow blade piece in gold with a translucent orange cone on top of it. The dragon's arms are the most posable part of the set. You have lots of articulation. You can move the fingers in and out. It only has 3 fingers. I'd be interested to see if someone can turn this dragon into a full dragon that actually functions as a dragon and not a display piece, but I think this set looks amazing nonetheless. Moving to the back, we can see some of the back detailing using the dark green that I mentioned earlier. It also uses some of the claw pieces, both the big and small ones, in light tan with some gold studs holding them, giving them some extra friction just to keep them in place. The wings are clipped in using the standard way that Ninjago does these fabric wings with the mixel ball joints, and that does overlap at part of the top here like that. There are a couple claws. Each wing has 3. These wings are not actually symmetrical. When the set was first revealed, I believe they were, but they are in fact not symmetrical, so you can't just swap them in place and make it look like that. You probably could if you wanted to, but it wouldn't look as good as it does right now. There is no printing on the back of the wings, but I think the printing on the front looks absolutely fantastic. And it is made of a new cloth style piece similar to the cape of the Fire Knight mech and the sails of the Temple Bounty. Moving up to the dragon's head, it is built very nicely. We get a recolor of one of the dragon head pieces in dark green or regular green, and you can move the jaw up and down as you will. I think I'm going to keep mine on display with it partially open like that. I think it looks really nice. It uses some more of the Nexo shield pieces and the triangle tiles, and I just think this dragon looks absolutely incredible on display. It has some large brown horn pieces at the top created using some of the tail elements that we've seen in years past from LEGO. And at the top we get this large ring piece and another smaller ring piece inside with one of the candle flames, and I think that looks great. Moving back down a little bit, something I didn't mention a couple moments ago were these large claw pieces that are used just to give it some extra spikiness and detail, and I think they look really nice. You get a couple in gold, and then you get, I believe, a total of 8 in the bright green color, and I think they look fantastic. The only minor nitpick I have of this is that when it's displayed from the front, you can see all of the Technic that supports the wings. It's not that big of a deal from afar because it kind of blends in with the dark green printed on the wings, but if you wanted, I'm sure you could just switch the way that the wings are. You could put them on the front, having the back face the Technic parts. As I mentioned, this dragon does not have a lot of poseability, and where most of that poseability comes in is the tail. You can move it in a wide variety of stances to get a dynamic looking display. It uses a lot of the spike pieces, and it's kind of very similar to something that we've seen in Ninjago's past. The tail is fine. I like the way that it's angled. You don't want to keep it straight back. That's not how the box has it. I have it in this angle that you can kind of see now, just wrapping around the rock and tree formation. And I think it looks really good. You get more of those large cloth spike pieces in bright green, and I think they look fantastic. This set is a display set. It's not a play set. I think it looks great regardless. Something else included with the set, similar to the Fire Knight mech, it gets an illustrated poster, and I think this looks incredible. It just shows the dragon drawn in a similar art style to what it will be in Ninjago Legends. Not quite the same, but I think this art style looks fantastic, and it has a Ninjago Legends logo at the bottom. Bringing the box back in, you can see on the bottom it says it gets the illustrated cover art treatment, and I think this box art looks absolutely fantastic. This isn't the full render of what the dragon is. You'll see that on the back. I think the way the piece count and the name of the set are displayed looks fantastic. It doesn't take away from the box. Very similar to the old UCS Star Wars sets in my opinion, and I think it looks great. The back of the box shows that the dragon has a wingspan of 21.5 inches or 55 centimeters. And if you have it displayed on the stand, it is 19 inches tall, 48 centimeters. Rounding out the back of the box, it just shows what the set will look like once it's completed, and I think this set absolutely delivers. This is one of Ninjago's best dragons. I think this is the best green dragon that we've ever gotten. I hope we get something like this for a Source Dragon in the future. I don't know if we will. If the Source Dragon Emotion was like this, I think it would also look fantastic. I think any color combination for this would work. But this dragon just does a lot of things right for me. And there you have it. That is the Ninjago Guardian Dragon. Let me know if you plan on picking this set up in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be back soon with more Ninjago Summer 2020 set reviews and more build videos, stuff like that. We'll see you guys in the next one. This is Jimblade8304 signing off. Bye.